Welcome back. Today I'm going to show you your first stitch, the chain stitch. Now the chain is one of the most important stitches that you're going to learn in crochet because in crochet every project is actually going to start with a chain. It's going to look something like this where you have some loops or circles that are all linked together, except yours is going to be made out of yarn. So let's get right into it. All right, to begin, we're going to have to start by getting our yarn onto our hook, and we're going to do this by creating a slip knot. If you don't remember how to do a slip knot, or you've never even heard of what a slip knot is, go ahead and watch my video on how to make slip knots posted down below. But if you're feeling comfortable with how to make a slip knot, let's just jump right in and begin. So as a quick reminder, we're going to go ahead, make a backward C, hold down the ends, put our finger in, go around, put our thumb into that loop, pull through, and so we have a loop, pop on to our hook, and we're ready to get going. Okay, crocheters, before we begin, the most important thing you need to do is to double check where your hands are to make sure they're correct. And after you check them, go ahead and double check them and then go triple check them, because that's how important it is that your hands are in the right place for this. So to have your hands in the correct position, go ahead and hold your hook just like a pencil on the indentation of your hook. That means you're holding it between your thumb and your pointer finger, and it's balanced on your middle finger. Just like this. Take the loose end, or the tail, and you can go ahead and grab it with these back fingers that aren't really doing anything to pull it out of your way. Or if it's a huge distraction, just go ahead and take some scissors and just cut the tail right off. You're not going to be needing it. So once you're holding your hook correctly, go ahead and take this loose string that's still attached to your ball. We call this our working yarn. Go ahead and wrap it from behind your hook and towards your body and let go. Now you're going to have two strands of yarn on your hook. You're going to have the loop from your slip knot, and you're going to have this loose yarn. Now, bring out your llama. Your llama is going to go ahead and bite the loop on your yarn. It's going to bite the slip knot. And your back fingers are going to hold that loose yarn or the working yarn back, nice and tightly, to create tension or to create tightness, which is going to make it a lot easier for you to go ahead and grip this yarn. If you need to, you can go ahead and grab with your ears first and then go ahead and bite the loop, whatever works better for you. What is important is that your llama's mouth is in the front of your working yarn. So this working yarn here, the loose yarn, it's not between the llama's lips and it's not in front of the llama's mouth. It is completely behind, just like this. So get a good look of my hands and take as much time as you need to make sure your hands look exactly like mine. Notice how tall my llama's ears are, creating a lot of tightness or tension on this yarn right here. Once your hands look like mine, all you are going to do is take your hook, pull it, grabbing that yarn, pull the yarn through the loop. And there you have just created your first chain. Congratulations. Let me go ahead and show you how to do that again. You are going to take this hand off. You are going to wrap from behind and towards your body. Your llama comes out, grabs the loop, pulls the working yarn or the loose yarn back, and you are just going to take your hook, pull it through the loop. And you've just created your second chain. So you wrap, bite, pull back, pull through one, let go, and reset your hands. Wrap, bite, pull through one loop, let go, reset your hands. Wrap from behind towards your body, bite the loop that's on the hook, making sure your working yarn is behind your llama's mouth. Grab with your llama's ears, pull the yarn through the loop, let go, and reset. Wrap, bite, pull, pull through. Once you start getting better, you might not even have to let go. You can go ahead and wrap from here and pull through, moving your mouth up, your llama's mouth up, to always grab what's on your hook. Wrap from behind. It's a slightly more advanced technique, so if you're struggling with the first way, go ahead and practice it that way, but you can also go ahead, and if this is nice and tight, wrap just like this, and go ahead hopefully showing you these two ways. One of these ways starts making sense to you and you're able to do it. So you wrap from behind, and this is how you create a chain. If I bring it up here, you can see these little V's are your chain spaces here. These are the little loops on your chain. You can go ahead and count the V's to see how many stitches you just made. This is what it's going to look like. Let's go ahead and talk about some of the common errors that I sometimes see when new crocheters are making the chain, just to double check to make sure that you're not making any of these, and if you are, I'm going to show you how to correct them so you can go ahead and make this correctly. So some things that I notice new crocheters doing, they will wrap like this, where they're almost creating another loop on their hook. We're not wrapping around a lot of times. We're really not even wrapping at all. What we're doing is we're just pulling the yarn over. You're really just draping it across. So yarn over the hook, okay? We're not really going back around again and creating a loop. Just drape it over, that's it. Another area where I see new crocheters having trouble is rather than grabbing the loop that is on the hook, they might grab down here with their llama's mouth, and when they do that, they pull and make the loop that's on the hook really, really tight, and so it's impossible to pull your hook through. Make sure you're just double checking that your hands are right up here, pinching the loop that's on the hook. Make sure your hook is actually doing all of the movements. You don't want your llama to move really at all. So it isn't your llama's mouth that is pulling the chain over. That's something that I see that is very common, where the llama is doing all the work. You want your hook to be doing all the work. So this hand, once your llama grabs the yarn with its ears and bite with its mouth, it's frozen. It's a statue. You want your hook to be doing the movements. So watch as I pull my hook through the loop. And when I do that, I might have to twist my hook just a little bit to fit it through the loop. Your hook doesn't have to be stuck in this shape. Because it's between your thumb and your pointer finger, you can actually twist it pretty easily, and you're going to have to in order to fit it through some of the tight spaces your hook is going to find itself in. So notice that my hook is facing the sky right now. Once I grab the yarn, I'm going to twist it so it's facing the ground, and then I'm going to pull it through my loop. So I'm going to wrap around my yarn. My hook right now is kind of facing my body. Once I grab the yarn, I'm just going to twist it to look at the ground, pull it through my loop. Twisting your hook so that it's facing the ground before you pull it through your loop is a really good technique to help fit your hook through your loop, rather than accidentally grabbing the loop and getting it stuck on the hook as well. So if you're having a little bit of trouble with your chain, just double check that your hands are in the right position. That means that your llama is biting the loop on the hook. It's not anywhere down here and tugging to make things tight. Make sure that your llama ears aren't down, making it impossible to find the yarn to grab. Make sure your llama is still and that your hook is doing the movements, and if you need to, twist your hook so it's facing the ground as you pull it through the loops. You can move as slowly as you need to make your chain. It's not a race, so take your time as you do this. Remember, it takes practice, patience, and perseverance to master crochet. So if at this point you're feeling completely lost, go ahead and watch this video again and again until it makes sense to you. And I trust that you'll be able to figure it out.